Level 1, the skip tracer. You're 24, and the warehouse dropped you to part-time last month. Rent's due Thursday. Your account has $60 in it. A flyer taped to the diner window says Ironside Bail Bonds is hiring. Your boss doesn't ask about experience. He asks if you know how to drive stick. He hands you a stack of files and a company duffel bag of recovery gear. Your first assignment, a $750 bond, a name you don't recognize. Your cut, if you bring him in, $75, 10%. You keep one file in your jacket pocket that never came from work. Inside it, a photo of your brother, folded so many times the crease splits his face. 3 years ago, he skipped a $2,000 bond and never came back. Your mother still keeps his bedroom door closed, exactly how he left it. You took this job because the databases you now have access to might find him. Your first skip lives in a rundown apartment complex 2 exits down the highway. You knock on the wrong door twice before you find the right number. He runs out the back the second he sees the file in your hand. You tackle him in a gravel lot, and he doesn't fight back once he's down. Your boss laughs when you tell him, says everybody runs the first time you knock. Your second skip is smarter. He doesn't answer the door at all. You stake him out from your car outside the Half Moon Motel for 2 nights straight. You survive on gas station coffee and a police scanner turned down low. On the 3rd night, he finally steps outside for a cigarette. You take him in without raising your voice. Your boss calls it a clean pickup. Your boss starts giving you 2 files a week instead of 1. He tells you the job isn't about strength, it's about knowing which door to knock on. You start running your brother's old name through the databases at night. Nothing comes back. His file was closed the day the bond expired. Your boss catches you at it and doesn't ask why. He just says some files stay open longer than the paperwork says they should. You take on a skip who owes 6 months of missed court dates. You find him at his sister's house, hiding behind her when you knock. You corner him calmly on her porch. He comes without a fight. By your 2nd month, you've closed 11 files without a single complaint. Your boss starts calling you the kid who never loses a trail. You still keep your brother's folder separate from the rest, unclosed. One night your mother calls, asking if the job's dangerous. You tell her it's mostly paperwork. You don't mention the folder. Everyone runs from something. Your job is knowing which direction. Level 2 second knock. 6 months in, your boss assigns you a partner for felony recoveries. Your partner's worked recovery for 11 years and lost exactly 1 skip in all that time. She teaches you the soft knock, a light double rap, then step clear of the peephole. She says a spooked skip runs, a curious one opens the door. Your first felony file is worth $15,000 out past the county line. You leave Corbin Falls before sunrise, radio scanner humming on the dash. The county road stretches flat for miles, fields on both sides, no other cars. A mailbox with a bent flag marks the turn your partner told you to watch for. A single wide trailer sits at the end of a dirt lot, curtains drawn. You use the soft knock exactly like she taught you. Double rap, step clear. The skip opens the door thinking it's a neighbor. You're already inside the frame. He doesn't run. Your partner says that's the whole trick working right. Word gets around the Tri-County bond offices about the soft knock and the clean catch. Someone starts calling you second knock. The name sticks by the next file. Not everyone likes it. Another bounty hunter works the same territory. He drives a lifted black truck with a spotlight bar bolted to the roof. He's been doing this 12 years and doesn't like a rookie with a nickname. He starts outbidding you for informant tips, paying twice what your office offers. He beats you to a $9,000 skip by 4 hours. Your boss tells you not to take it personally. He's done this to every partner he's had. Your partner tells you the game isn't who's fastest, it's who the informants trust. You start paying attention to who actually talks to you and why. A convenience store clerk tips you off before she ever tips off the truck with the spotlight. You close a skip 40 minutes before the other bounty hunter even gets the address. He parks outside the office that night just to watch you walk out with the file. Your boss posts your name on the corkboard next to the year's top closers. You've closed 31 files by the end of your first year on recovery. Your 94% close rate gets your name mentioned outside the Tri-County. You keep running your brother's name through every new database you get access to. One search finally returns something, an old warrant never formally closed. It's sitting in a records room you don't have clearance to search yet. Your partner notices you staring at the same file too many nights in a row. She asks who it's for. You tell her the truth for the first time. She doesn't say much. She just starts teaching you harder than before. You ask your boss for a shot at bigger recoveries, county reward cases. He says you're not ready for reward cases, not yet. Keep closing what's in front of you. A bail bondsman's file is just a countdown clock with someone's name on it. Level 3, the box-in. A woman in a windbreaker with a federal badge waits outside the office one morning. She introduces herself only as the marshal, working reward cases gone cold. She's watched your close rate for months and wants you on a $100,000 file. The fugitive skipped an interstate bond and hasn't surfaced in 3 states. Your boss tells you to take it, says this is the kind of file that makes a career. The marshal teaches you the box-in, 2 cars closing a target's car at a stoplight. She says it only works if both drivers commit at the exact same second. Your partner rides with you for the first run, timing the count out loud. You practice the box-in twice on empty stretches of the interstate before the real one. A tip places the fugitive's car at a rest stop 2 states over. You and the marshal box him in exactly as practiced. No one hurt. File closed. The reward posts under both your names. Your boss frames the confirmation letter. The other bounty hunter hears about the reward and starts working federal tips too. He doesn't have clearance for federal files, so he starts working around it. He forges a set of task force credentials off a photo he found online. He shows up at your next reward case pretending to be assigned to it. The marshal recognizes the forgery before he finishes his sentence. He bolts before she can pull the real credentials to check. She tells your boss the false credentials could shut down every reward file on the books. You start double-checking every tip that comes in secondhand after that. The marshal grants you standing clearance for the county records room. You go straight for your brother's old warrant file, the one your partner already knows about. The file's thin. 1 shoplifting charge, 1 skipped court date, 1 closed door. A handwritten note inside says the original bondsman wrote it off as unrecoverable. You copy the last known address before anyone can tell you the case is too old to touch. The other bounty hunter, exposed, starts spreading word you cut corners to get ahead. The marshal shuts that down herself, telling every office you're the reason his case closed clean. Your next reward file runs you across a state line at 90 miles an hour. The fugitive clips a guardrail trying to lose you on the exit ramp. Nobody's hurt, but your hands don't stop shaking until an hour after the arrest. Your partner tells you that shake never fully goes away, it just gets quieter. Your boss tells you the marshal's asking for you by name on the next 3 files. You ask if that means something. He says it means you stopped being the rookie. At night, you still pull your brother's address out of the glove box and read it twice. You haven't driven there yet. You tell yourself it's because you're not ready. Your partner tells you that's the first file you've ever been scared to close. State lines don't mean anything to a man who's already decided not to get caught. Level 4, the legend. 2 years in, the marshal calls you before the task force calls its own agents. Your file closes 41 recoveries with 0 skips ever walking free. The corkboard at the office runs out of room for your closed files. The other bounty hunter's credential scandal costs him his contract with every office in the Tri-County. Nobody in Corbin Falls asks about the black truck with the spotlight bar anymore. You still haven't opened your brother's file in front of anyone but your partner. On Slow Tuesday, you finally pulled the address out of the glove box for good. It's a 2-hour drive out past the Tri-County line, toward Alder Creek. The highway narrows into a 2-lane road lined with fences and empty fields. A mailbox with no name on it marks a gravel road turning off the county line. The gravel road runs a 1/4 mile past a fence line before you see the roof. A small farmhouse sits at the end of it, porch light on despite the daylight. A garden runs along one side, tended better than anything else on the property. You park at the edge of the drive and sit there for 10 full minutes. You finally walk up and knock twice, then step clear of the door, out of habit. Your brother opens it, older, thinner, and completely unsurprised to see you. He says he always figured it would be you who found him, eventually. He tells you he never went back because he couldn't face what he'd become. He's been clean 3 years, working the farm for a family that never asked questions. He asks if you're here to bring him in or to see him. You tell him the truth. You don't know yet, and you drove 2 hours without deciding. He shows you the garden, the small room he built onto the back of the house. He asks you not to tell your mother where he is. Not yet, maybe not ever. You think about every file you've ever closed and never once let one walk. You think about the folded photo that's been in your jacket for 3 years. You pull the file out and set it on his kitchen table, unopened. You tell him the case was never really about the county's $2,000. You close the file without collecting. The only one in your career you ever have. He hugs you at the door like he isn't sure he's allowed to. You drive back down the gravel road as the porch light shrinks in the mirror. Your partner asks how it went. You tell her you finally closed it. She asks if that means you found him. You just nod and don't say more. Your boss never asks about the file. He already knows which ones you don't discuss. You visit your mother that weekend and finally open your brother's bedroom door yourself. You tell her he's alive and safe, and let her believe that's the whole story. You unfold the photo one last time and leave it flat inside your desk drawer. The marshal still calls you first when every other lead in the county runs cold. Every bounty hunter has one file that was never really about the money. If you made it all the way to the end, you're officially at the final level. Subscribe for the next journey, leave your ideas in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.